Do your finances have you feel like you're walking on eggshells? Do you get paid every Friday but you end up being broke by Wednesday? Or maybe you just want to save a little bit of money but you can't because your bills, your expenses, and your goddamn debt is holding you back. If you say yes to any of these questions, then this video is for you. Today I'm gonna be going over the 3-step guide I use to go from a negative account balance living paycheck to paycheck to a 5-figure net worth. Make sure you stick around to the end because I'm also gonna give you a bonus tip just because I love you. Welcome back to High Standing University. My name is Quincy Holder, aka Q the GOAT, your soon to be favorite smart dumb guy. My mission here is to help you improve your life mentally, physically, and financially. And in this video, that's exactly what I intend to do. So make sure you bust out your notes, grab yourself some water, and let's talk about how we can stop you from living paycheck to paycheck. Step 1 is to create a budget. I know when some of you guys think about a budget, you're thinking about a 40-year-old couple struggling to pay their bills. But I can tell you right now that can be further from the truth. 1, I'm not 40. And 2, I'm not in a relationship. A budget is simply a system that all financially literate people use to make their money work for them. I mean, my nigga, think about it. If you was a CEO of a company and you had 100 employees, would you just have those employees sitting out in the lobby just looking at each other? No. You will put those employees to work at a certain area of need. So my nigga, you tell me, why is that $400 in your bank account right now just sitting there with no plan for it? You don't even have a fucking clue. I want you to take out a sheet of paper and draw a T-chart. On the top left, I want you to write income, and on the top right, I want you to write expenses. This is very self-explanatory. On the left, I simply just want you to write your monthly income post-tax. And on the right, I want you to write your expenses, but I want you to separate them into 2 categories. Your needed expenses and your not needed expenses. Needed expenses will be things like shelter, transportation, your internet, your phone bill, food, and water. And unneeded expenses is simply everything that doesn't fall into the needed category. Just a reminder, make sure you're averaging these things out for the month. I then want you to look at the not needed section of your expenses and totally get rid of everything that's not improving your life. And when I mean improving in the 4 aspects. That means improving mentally, which is going to be subscriptions like Audible. Physically, which is going to be like your gym membership, if you're going for real. That means improving emotionally, which is counseling and therapy. And that also means improving financially, which is going to be like masterminds and software. Basically anything that's making you more money than you're spending on it. No nigga, you do not need your Tinder Gold. You do not need your HBO Max. You do not need your Hulu. You do not need your Pornhub subscription. And you do not need your OnlyFans. Matter of fact, if there's anybody watching this video right now that has been or is subscribed to an OnlyFans girl right now, you have to subscribe to this channel. Literally, it's a rule. So just scroll down and smack that subscribe button. By the end of this video, I do not want your expenses to exceed 70% of your income. So if you're making $2,000 a month, your expenses cannot exceed $1,400 a month. And if you are hovering above the 70% threshold, I want you to begin the process of getting rid of everything that you do not need. Like, start living like a hermit. Do not worry, you'll be able to get your fun subscriptions back in the future when you start making more money. But right now you are living paycheck to paycheck, and we have to take care of this issue, because if we don't, you're going to stay on that hamster wheel and keep spinning and spinning and spinning. Now that you have your 30% nest egg, it's time to start giving your money a job. And disclaimer, if you did all you can and you can't get the 30%, maybe you're at 10%, 15, or 20%. Still use the following steps to get out of living paycheck to paycheck. Step 2 is to save $1,000 for emergencies. Take that cushion and apply all of it to saving $1,000 for emergencies. This might be because you lost your job, you got a flat tire, or you broke your phone. Yes, nigga, breaking your phone is an emergency for me. I am a Gen Zer. Leave me the hell alone. Keep this money in a separate bank account at a totally separate bank. The reason for this is because you don't want to tease yourself by seeing the money all the time. If it's out of sight, then it's out of mind. It's crazy because 57% of Americans cannot pay an emergency expense of $1,000. So just while you're following this step, you're already leaps and bounds ahead of the majority of Americans. Step 3 is to pay off your debt. Now that you have stuffed your emergency fund, it's time to take that 30% or that 15% or that 10% and apply it to paying off all the debt you have except for your mortgage. I want you to use the avalanche method, which basically states that you take the debt with the highest APR and you go down to the second and the third and you pay them off in that order. So let me ask you, if you have a credit card with a 27% APR, a personal loan with an 18% APR, and a car loan with a 10% APR, which one are you paying off first, second, and third? You know, if you got that question right, you have to like this video. It's literally a requirement. Appreciate you. go ahead and do your business. I will say though, this might take less time or more time depending on your situation, but it's all worth it in the end because you will see once you start paying out that monthly debt, you will have more extra income to play with. This is simply because you don't have to use that money for monthly payments anymore on your debts because you already paid it off. So that nest egg can go from 30% to 40% to 50% depending on your situation. Hey guys, Quincy Yoder here. I don't want to take too much of a break from the regular programming, but I do want to tell you guys something that I'm very excited about. Starting this April, I'm going to be doing one-on-one calls with one of you every month to discuss the future of High Standard University. The call will simply consist of questions like, what are we doing good right now and what can we do to be better? After the questions are answered, I will spend the next 15 minutes answering any question that you have. If any of you guys are interested, I'm going to leave a link down below in the description to fill out a Google form sheet. And at the beginning of each month, I'm going to reach out to you personally to set up a call. Thank you guys so much for watching this. Now let's get back to the video. Do not go buying back your subscriptions yet though, because we have to get through the bonus step, which is accumulating 3 to 6 months of your expenses and your savings. The goal of this step is we want to set your emergency fund up very nicely, so in the future you can start taking more risk and not having to worry about your finances. This step right here should be very straightforward. Just take the amount of money you're spending on expenses every month and times by the amount of months you want to save up for. So let's take the example from earlier. Earlier I said I spent $1,400 a month on expenses. So if I want to save up 4 months worth of that, I would times it by 4 and that will equal $5,600. But wait, we already have an emergency fund with $1,000 in it. So we're simply just going to subtract $1,000 from it, and that's going to equal $4,600 we need to save. And you'll notice this step is going to get completed way faster because you have way more money in your nest egg to play with. After you completed step 4, congratulations. You are officially not living paycheck to paycheck anymore. Of course, since you have so much money left over now, you can now start doing things like investing into the stock market or building your own business, but that's a topic for another video. And now that you're at the hamster wheel, do not go back. If any of you guys want to follow me on social media, I'll be leaving all the links down below in the description. I appreciate everybody that stayed and watched this video to the end.